Okay, the set of problems is adding and subtracting fractions with different denominators. Okay, so when you add or subtract fractions with different denominators, you first want to rewrite them so they do have the same denominator. Remember, the denominator is the bottom number. Okay, after you do that, you add or subtract the numerators, the top numbers, depending on, is it an add problem or is it a subtract problem? You keep the denominator the same, and then you simplify the answer if you can. Okay, so let's look at the first problem. 4/5 plus 1/2. Okay, I need to know the common denominator. And I don't know if this is how you guys were taught. But this is one way to find the common denominator. You could count by your denominator of 5 and by 2. Okay, you could count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. Keeps going. Count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, dot, dot, dot. Okay, the first number you come up with that's the same in both lists is the least common multiple. Okay, and that's what we're finding. We're finding the least common multiple of the two numbers on the bottom. It's called the least common denominator. Okay, so I need to rewrite both of these fractions with the denominator of 10. Okay, so I'm going to be thinking multiplication here. If I want to get my 4/5 to a fraction over 10, I need to multiply by 2 to get that 10. So I'm going to have to multiply the top number times 2. If you multiply the bottom of a fraction by a number, you got to multiply the top by the same number. Okay, to get to from my 2 in my second fraction to 10, I'm going to have to multiply by 5, which means I have to multiply the top by 5. Okay, so I'm going to end up with 8 over 10 plus 5 over 10. Okay, now, since we have the same denominator, we're going to add the tops. 8 plus 5 is 13, and keep the 10. Okay, guys, in 7th and 8th grade, this is actually best to keep it as 13 tenths because we don't really like mixed numbers as much as you do more with math. But just in case Khan Academy wants you to change that to a mixed number or NWEA, we want to know that you could take 10 divided into 13 to change it to a mixed number. Okay, 10 divides into 13. 10 goes into 13 once. Okay, with 3 left over. So it's equal to 1 3/10. Okay, the second problem is just like it. It's just a subtract instead of an add problem. Okay, it's still the same 4/5 and the 1/2. Okay, so we could get the common denominator the same, and we would end up with 8/10 and 5/10, but it would be a subtraction problem. 8/10 minus 5/10. Okay, so now just take 8 minus 5, which is 3. Keep the denominator of 10, 3/10. Okay, you can't reduce that. Okay, try the next two problems on your own. Okay, please pause the video, try the next two problems on your own, then unpause the video and check. Okay, 2/3 plus 1/6. Okay, we need to get a common denominator. So one way to do it is to count by 3s, count by 6s, and find the first common number you see, which is 6. Okay, I know some of you were taught to multiply the denominators to be 18, and that would have worked if you got a common denominator of 18. It just, you would have had to do some more reducing at the end. Okay, you would have just had to do some extra work at the end. Okay, let's use 6. Okay, so 2/3 plus 1/6. Now the 1/6 is okay. I don't have to do anything to that. But for my 2/3, I'm going to have to multiply the denominator by 2 to get to that 6. So I need to take the top times 2. Okay, so I'm going to end up with 4/6. Okay, so I have 4/6 plus 1/6. Okay, that's 5/6. Okay, number 18 is the exact problem, except there's a subtraction symbol in between instead of an addition symbol in between. So I know it's going to be 4/6 and 1/6 again, but it's a subtract problem. So it's 4/6 minus 1/6. Okay, to do this problem, take 4 minus 1, which is 3, and keep the denominator of 6. Okay, so our answer is 3/6. Okay, it's best to reduce, divide the top and the bottom by 3, and you get 1/2. Okay, guys, let me know if you have problems when you're doing the Khan Academy. Okay, use the hints, but if the hints aren't helping you enough, or if you're doing it a different way than how they set it up in Khan Academy, if you have any questions at all for any reason, whatever reason, okay, let me know.